o'clock and 3 o'clock you cannot walk the elephants on the tarred road because elephant's feet will be hurt. You cannot. If you do that, it has to be covered with a sack full of husk of some rice or something, so that pad it. Now, it's interesting is this is a nation where still people walk barefoot. It does not cost governments to buy a pair of shoe or chappals, for the poor people. They have made laws for, to provide shoes for elephants. And this is the sort of things, Sometimes you read about some of these things and then I feel it's going too far. We are losing the human face of the law. Laws are no more made to protect man. They are protect nature, they are protect this and that. People don't have electricity, you have water flowing through, want to make a dam. Immediately environmentalist. What are they say that if you build this dam, some monkeys has to go elsewhere to find their food. Well, the dogs, for example, stray dogs. Every day in the newspaper coming from Kerala, some children are bitten, some old people are bitten, and sometimes many are bitten. And the government is saying what? Don't kill any stray dogs. Well, people are encouraged to feed them. Neuter them, they say that. Yeah, well, that's very fine. In another sense, that the roads and the streets are all for dogs, not for people. You cannot go public park, it's for the dogs. It's not for children to run around because children are scared to run because dogs are there. Why should it be? We should not. The human face of the laws should be maintained there. Laws are made for people. Our Lord said, Sabbath are made for man. Man is not made for Sabbath. The God-given laws of Sabbath could be violated if it is for the good of the man, to save us all. It could be. That gives us the spirit of the law. The spirit of the law. Anybody else?
Resisting the evil thing of the government. Government makes evil law.
You can resist only in the Christian way. You cannot organize bandh and destroying properties and all. There is you can represent your views by writing to them and mass petitions, such things. It is not that you will, stop the traffic and cause problem for everybody. No, that's unethical and illegal. What about mass petitions? Saying that, 5 lakhs people living in this community do not support this law. This law is an unethical law. It needs to be changed or need to be put into group of the dead laws. Now we can do that. Our method should be Christian. We are not going to organize a mass protest against government and this, dharna and this and that. I don't believe in those things, We can silently, of course, put a placard on our chest saying that, stop killing babies, infants. That we can do. We can go stand peacefully near the government clinic where abortion is practiced. We can go there without resisting or troubling any passengers or anybody else. We can just, hold on these placards speaking against it. But stopping the traffic? No. The people who travel, they wanted to go to their office. You have no right to stop them. It's their rights. We don't have the right to do that. Of course, these days the governments, if they have to pay some attention, some drastic steps have to be done. That's a psychological makeup of the rulers and the police. Anything peaceful, they will say, oh, those poor guys, let them stand there. When the sun gets hot, they will go. That's the way. But if the traffic is stopped for 3 hours, 4 hours blocked, then they will come, what's the matter, okay. Then the MLA may come, the collector may come, or somebody may come, okay, we'll talk about it, we'll discuss it, and this, that, and that, that's the way, this has been the pattern. But we cannot do that. We cannot follow the wrong patterns, no, we cannot. So our methods of raising our voice must be Christian, must be as per the rules, as per the law.
So what about fast to death, like what Aam Aadmi Party?
But you see that what they have done in the Bible? If not, forget about it. Our method, we have to examine our methods, Yes. A political creating a political movement to torpedo the government is unethical. It's unethical. Government have been brought by the Lord to rule, to govern. We should not do anything to interfere their freedom in governing. Governance is their duty. They are elected, they are appointed, they are brought in by God to govern. So we should do anything, we should not do anything that will stop governance. It should be to act. But what we are saying is we should tell them that the laws they are making, some of those laws are unethical and immoral and injustice, and we need to point out why those are, and then we are asking them to correct it. They should be brought into attention that there are people in this community who strongly believe for the following reasons this law is not valid. But as good law-abiding citizens, we pray that God will give you the wisdom to make right. But we want you to know that these laws violate such and such fundamental rights of human beings. We can make that. We should do that. Yeah.
You mentioned obeying authorities.
Yes.
Many times happens the laws are okay, but people who actually on the ground interpret it completely opposite to the spirit of the law.
Yes.
And making a life difficult and so for example, that is there.
Yeah, that's very, very true. For example, the laws must be made by the legislature. They are the law-making body. Nowadays, courts are making a lot of laws. Lot of laws they are making. The courts are there to interpret the law. Whether this particular action violates the provisions of the law or not. Whether this act of the government is within the boundaries, of their authority, or it went beyond. It's an interpretation. In the process of the interpretation, the court can suggest that government should consider amending this law because it has these weaknesses. But they should never be making law. And one of the problems is governments, the law-making agency is sometimes helpless because court will make laws. Our system, that evil should be corrected. Our political system does not have a facility to do that. When the election comes, such issues must also be put to. Should the judiciary have the freedom to make laws or only to interpret laws? Well, with the election, yes or no, the same card, people let them express. 80% of the people think that judiciary is going beyond, and then judiciary should be corrected. So that sort of provision should be made, of course. I can say many things because, my subject is political science. I have my master's and I'm always interested in it. So I do my studies and thinking in politics and law, they are mine. So I think a little better, but I think there should be provision like that. When an MLA stands for election, the first 5 years of his conduct, his voting record must be set. He voted in favor of abortion. He voted in favor of this, He has to present it before the people so that the people have the right to say, I'm not going to give my votes to him. See his records? He always went for negative things, never for positive things. Another candidate says that, okay, he has voted against this, against this, against this. But seems like his track is much better. So now people don't hear. This is what party basis. What party basis? Let the party put forward candidates who honor the law. You can have party basis. Simply because somebody is a congressman or a BJP man, you just vote him. We should be voting to people, not simply to parties. I think that's what went wrong. If the political parties will put forward ethical, moral people, sensible people, who understand the feelings of the people, the needs of the people, the times and the seasons, and then such people should be elected and sent. Let the party rule with such people. Now that's not the case. Many of the people, gundas and criminals are coming in. Now, thank God that at least, some changes come, that if you are convicted, you cannot stand at least. That much good.
But again, that judiciary is important.
Yeah, well, this is true. I personally feel that our method of making the judges is again wrong. The Supreme Court judges usually come from the senior lawyers or the senior judges in the High Court. There is a collegium of the Supreme Court judges and who recommend these candidates, and then the appointment is made from that one. We could have a little better system. My saying is not going to work it out, I know that, but we could have a better system.
But then the independence of judiciary.
The independence of judiciary will always be there. Independence of the judiciary is, what I meant is the system should be there where, and the men who are appointed, they should not be appointed simply on the basis of their expertise of the law, but they should also be appointed on the basis of some of the judgments they have given, how the judgments they have given, That should also be taken into consideration. Because these judgments are very, very, very important. Yes.
The national movement law, which is against the British government.
Yeah.
So, was it wrong?
Well, I won't say it was wrong. I honestly think that Britishers had no business of coming and ruling us. I'm a patriot. The Britishers came by force, took it away. By force took it away. That was unethical. I come and by force take your house and rule it. India is our home. They came here for business. Let them do business. But at that time, our rulers, 360 national rulers, they were fighting each other. So what they do? They requested the Britishers support us. So they supported by elimination. Finally, everything was in their pocket. This is our own mistake. So, by a civil resistance was a good resistance. Mahatma Gandhi organized civil resistance. It was not by bloodshed he has got. If anybody was killed, it is by the guns of the army that was killed, not by the sticks of the people. So it was a right movement, and I say that was a right movement.
It's a unique one.
It was a unique one, yes. So I'm not against that national, movement, because it is a foreign government. They had no right to come here and rule. It will be just like that if we just capture another country, Sri Lanka, and we rule by force. What right we have? We don't have the right. But of course, God had other motivations behind it. That I don't forget that, because it is during the colonization of the British that the gospel had gone. It was. The gospel had gone. When the Portuguese came, it was the Roman Catholicism that came. The Dutch came, they were good people, they were Protestants, thank God, but they were not here for long. The British came, the British never wanted the missionaries to come, because the East India Company wanted only business, and they thought that converting the Hindus will be against their interest of doing business. So they resisted it. William Carey could not come here. There was great resistance. Finally, however, they did, and because of the colonialization, the missionaries went to all over the country, all the British kingdom, where the sun didn't set. And it is sad to say that with India getting freedom in 1947, one after another, all colonies were closed and also missionaries were sent out. The nationalism and their religion and all came. So, it adversely affected the gospel, yes. It adversely affected the gospel, but as a citizen, my feeling is that the Britishers were wrong. Britishers were wrong here. They should have simply done the business, not ruling this nation. So Mahatma Gandhi and the freedom movement has done a right thing, that peacefully they have taken it back. Yes.
But uncle, the idea of independence itself was a bit different. The patriots, they had some difference in terms of the independence, and especially in terms of that Mahatma Gandhi believed that the independence should be only from the British. But Bhagat Singh believed that the independence should be between the right and the poor and the rich.
That is true. That is true. Is India free? That's a question. Politically, we are independent, but there are many slavery still existing. That's a process of the renaissance of a nation. It should be going on, but it's never going to go. It's never going to go. Absolute equality before law is there only in voting. Every man, whether king or whether he is a rich or poor, he has only one vote. Jawaharlal Nehru did not have two votes. The Supreme Court Chief Justice has only one vote. That's where the equality comes. But in every other situation, where is the equality?
Probably a drastic step would have taken that.
Well, it could have been taken, but it's impossible. That will lead to great bloodshed. Even today, with all the laws and rules in favor of bringing up the lower caste people, what's happening in the villages and all. Now, certain things you cannot enforce by law. It needs a change of the heart. Without that, and force cannot change the heart. That's a problem. You cannot change the heart of the people. Well, actually, Hinduism. If Hinduism is right, then casteism is right, because Hinduism is built on caste. Shankaracharya is correct. The Adi Shankaran was the one who brought these things into forward. Adi Shankaran was right, because the Brahmins are created according to them to, have all the pujas and everything. They are the representative of God. The Kshatriyas who were there, they were the rulers, all the Varmas. Every king is Varma, Raja Varma, Ravi Varma, all Varmas everywhere, they are the kings, because they are the Kshatriyas. And then comes the Vaishyas, they are the ruler people, all the Gujaratis and Marwadis and all those things, they have the money, they do the business. And the rest of the people, group were the last, But the Ambedkar didn't know what to do with the other people, so he said that scheduled tribes and scheduled caste, a terminology he has made. Well, he did a good job. What else he will do? Because they are not Hindus. Hindus are only for caste. Only for caste. These people don't bring to the caste. They are not caste people. So they were put in the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. They don't belong to this one. Now all those people want to make them Hindus, because the majority of the Hindus will be increased. Actually, they are not. They didn't have any of the Hindu gods. They didn't have any of these things. They could not get inside even the temple. Only by Mahatma Gandhi's movement and all that, the temple liberation movement all came in. True Hinduism to this day believes in, caste system. If they don't believe in caste system, it's a modern Hinduism. It's a reformed version of the Hinduism. It's not the true Hinduism. So you cannot change those things. They are going to continue to be there. You can make them economically better, but you cannot make them a Brahmin. What is this? Some story I have read where this funny character was there, the king in Andhra. What was the name of the place?
Chanakya?
No, Chanakya is Tennali Raman. Yeah, Tennali Raman. The king in Tennali King, he had this servant, Tennali Raman. You have read stories of Tennali, very interesting, The barber one day gave a head cutting to the king, and the king was well placed. So then asked the barber, what do you want, your desire? Ask me. He said, I want to be a Brahmin. I want to become a Brahmin. So King called the Tennali Raman and given him, take this barber and make him a Brahmin. So Tennali Raman thought about it, and there is no way. So, he finally found out a way that he went to the pot makers, the potter, and he asked the potter to make a big pot, big enough where the elephant could be put inside and, given a hot bath, steam bath, so that it will be made white. So, he made this one and all that thing, and then he invited the king also to come. I'm going to do something very miraculous. As the first step to making the barber a Brahmin, I'm experimenting something. So the king said there is a big pot, and the elephant is to get inside the pot, and then they're going to put water in it, they're going to boil it, and with all the soap and everything, so that the black elephant will be. So king said, you fool, Tennali, what are you doing? That pot will break, first of all. Secondly, the elephant will never be get white. He said, you think a barber could be made a Brahmin? You cannot make it. The thing is, king, this is as impossible as boiling a black elephant to be a white elephant. It's as difficult as that one. A barber cannot be made. But now they allow the barbers to also to be the priest. Interesting. There is a ceremony, and then you can put the punul. And you're a Brahmin, you can. How could that be? I don't know. It is just like making somebody from the tribe of Manasseh, a priest. Only a Levite could be, only from the family of Aaron. How could you have somebody a Manasseh or a Simeon, tribe it to be made? That's impossible. You just cannot. So there are things that we cannot do that. All these laws, good, everything fine, but the social reformation can be happened, economic reservation, that's I say that. Instead of the cash reservation, come to the economy. Everybody below certain income must be given, free education must be given to them. They don't have money, and all that. When it comes to the job market, it should be a different. Promotion should never be based upon that one. It's so sad. You happen to be from a upper caste, and how able and everything you are, you cannot get a promotion because the reservation and all these things, quota and all these things, this is not right. This is not right. So economic reservation, that's what the right thing is. But are they able to bring it? No. Why? Because the numerical number, it's a vote bank. It is a vote bank. In Bombay, why governments are not able to remove them? Because they represent vote. For every square inch, there is 5 votes. So they are doing everything. You give us the vote, we will protect you. So this is a vicious circle. We are not free. But we Christians have to do something. Okay? Break time. Okay, we take a break.